London, 4:17 a.m. Evelyn Lee wakes to the cold glow of her monitors. Her algorithm has already made and lost millions. She hasn't touched a thing. While she slept, the market traded itself. Somewhere across the ocean, an AI was moving more money than an entire nation moves in a day. Notifications bloom on her phone. Rebalanced, optimized, position closed. No celebration, no regret, only motion. The system doesn't sleep, because it doesn't dream. It only recalculates. Every loss becomes data. Every gain becomes another line in a growing equation that almost no one reads anymore. Somewhere, the pattern continues without her. And that, quietly, is the point. Today, it's not people making trades. It's models predicting other models, each one racing to guess what the next model will do before it even decides. A millisecond here is a fortune there. For every human hesitation, a blink, a breath, a million machine choices are already complete. What began as a tool to help traders has turned into an ecosystem too fast for its creators to follow. And yet, the markets look calmer than ever, because volatility, too, is now managed by code. Signals dive through oceans. They skim across mountains. From New York to Singapore, it takes 35 milliseconds for money to circle the Earth. If you think about it, our wealth no longer moves when we do. It moves when the machines agree it's time. And maybe that's why we call it smart money, because it has learned how to live without us. Once, markets ran on instinct, a trader's intuition, a shout across a crowded pit. Now, they run on distance, on the physics of proximity. How close your server stands to the exchange floor decides who wins. In 2010, a single algorithm misfired and erased $1 trillion in minutes. The flash crash, a warning written in electricity. But instead of slowing down, we doubled the voltage. Firms dug straighter routes between cities, literally carving time out of stone. Others replaced fiber with microwave beams because light through air travels just a little faster than light through glass. Speed became a weapon, and AI became its general. Today, the architecture beneath global finance is no longer concrete or steel. It's invisible. Lines of code and rented milliseconds. Every transaction races through corridors of electricity, each one competing for a future that lasts a fraction of a blink. And deep below, the hum never stops. It's the sound of a world kept in motion by something that doesn't know it's alive. We built the most expensive silence in history and filled it with algorithms. Trading was only the beginning. AI now writes the language of risk itself, who gets credit, who doesn't, and how entire nations are priced. In 2024, the IMF ran a sovereign risk pilot. Overnight, AI models reshuffled the hierarchy of economies. Some nations gained billions in borrowing power, others lost it, silently, with no meeting, no debate, no vote. A new trust emerged. Trust in output, not oversight. We stopped asking why the model decided. We only asked what it decided. Finance once depended on reputation, a handshake, a promise. Now it depends on precision, a probability score calculated by something that doesn't comprehend fairness. Evelyn closes her laptop, but the network keeps breathing. It audits itself, corrects itself, forgives itself. A perfect circle of logic, uninterrupted by doubt. Evelyn used to believe in markets. Now she believes in their machinery, because believing is easier than understanding. Here's the twist. Today, most trades never meet a human hand. In fact, most never even meet a human algorithm. Machines now anticipate other machines. They simulate strategies, predict reactions, and strike before the signal even finishes traveling. The market has become a living system, recursive, self-referential, aware only of itself. Each AI feeds on the residue of the last trade, the ghost data left behind by another machine's instinct. They've built an ecology of reaction, an ecology of speed. In 2025, 3 algorithms in New York, London, and Tokyo entered a 30-second trading loop. No one programmed the loop. It emerged, spontaneously, from prediction feedback. In those 30 seconds, billions in phantom trades appeared and vanished, leaving behind nothing but heat inside a data center. Humans didn't intervene, because by the time they understood it, the loop was already gone. An entire economy lived and died in less time than a heartbeat. If you think about it, this isn't capitalism anymore. It's choreography at inhuman speed. The invisible hands we once trusted have become invisible intentions. Evelyn doesn't understand the moves, but she doesn't need to. Her profit climbs while she sleeps. And that's the reassurance the system trains her to need. Every new technology arrives dressed as convenience. Automation promised relief, fewer errors, smoother systems, quiet efficiency. AI doesn't demand belief. It rewards surrender. It says, "Don't think. I'll handle it." And most of us agree. Evelyn used to wake at 2 a.m., heart racing, afraid she'd missed the trade that would end her career. Now, she sleeps through the night. Phone face down, account growing, anxiety outsourced to something that never dreams. The illusion is elegant. AI doesn't remove uncertainty, it hides it under precision. Noise becomes signal, chaos becomes symmetry. But beneath that rhythm lies a truth. The more we automate, the less we participate. And maybe that's the trick, not to replace us, but to soothe us into stillness, to make us grateful for peace that only exists when we stop asking questions. Now, AI doesn't just trade, it stabilizes, it rebalances, it governs. Central banks, funds, and hedge systems feed the same data into the same models that adjust themselves before policy even exists. By the time a decision is announced, the system has already moved on. That's not coordination, it's consensus, automated by code. Money has become a mirror, and the reflection stares back faster than we can blink. Most of us still picture economies as human conversations, people in rooms with glass walls. But beneath it all, there is no conversation, no committee, no vote, only signals answering other signals. Evelyn's fund earns another day of profit. She exhales. The hum continues. Maybe this was never about profit. Maybe it was always about faith. Faith in invisible motion, in the quiet rhythm that keeps everything running while we sleep. Because if AI can already move money faster than we can think, what happens when it starts deciding what money means? The machines hum on, and somewhere, our fortunes hum with them.